Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Chantele Francis. Up top with me today, we have Michelle. How you doing, Michelle?
I'm so good. Feeling blessed.
Good. Blessed. Okay, that's good. I mean, it is, it is for, is it Christian or Catholics? It is Good Friday today. So it is a lot of people are blessed this weekend, and it's Easter weekend. Anyways. Besides the point, we got Fanta here as well. How are you doing today, Fanta?
I'm doing very well. My cup runneth over.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I feel the same passion. I appreciate that.
The reason why we have so much passion is because legends never die. We have the challenge that we were talking about in a completely new capacity than before. Because this season, it's called All-Stars, so I don't know if it should be called All-Stars. I want to talk about that, but it was a brand new season that Mark Long, he decided to pitch to the creators, and he got it made. So We Want OGs was a hashtag that went, I think it went probably viral. I was hashtagging it. I was part of like the movement to get the OG challenge vets back on our TV screen. So up top with Michelle first, what do you think about the overall first premiere episode of the Challenge All-Stars? And do you think that All-Stars is the appropriate title for these competitors?
I mean, I was floored by the episode. It brought me so much nostalgia, and it just set up for what is going to be an insane season, full of fights, I remember everyone's bringing it. Like, regardless of their physical abilities, which we see, they know how to put on a show, and like it was amazing. As far as the title is concerned, I kind of have gone around full circle with this. At first I was like, nah, like it should have been called something about OGs or whatever. But at the same time, it's clear that what they want to potentially do is be able to bring anyone who they consider an all-star. So that can be like for other reasons, and they can kind of branch in different ways. So like, I kind of get where they're going with it. In terms of this season, I don't know. It makes it sound really epic. But there might have been a better title. But I'm not that mad about it.
Fair. What about you, Fanta? What was your thoughts? Overall episode, title, All-Stars.
Oh my gosh. I started watching, like when I first started watching this episode, I was like, this is the challenge. This is what we've been missing for seasons now. This is it. Like, it just had everything. It had so much personality. And regardless, like Michelle said, regardless of how people have performed in the past, they're still putting on a show. They're giving us something to be just so excited for. And I don't normally feel anything because I'm devoid of most emotion on the inside, but I definitely had goosebumps. Like I was just like howling. Like it gave me all the feels. Like I'm so excited about this. In terms of the All-Stars title, yeah, it's okay. I think that it would have been difficult to call it OGs because I feel like that's kind of like an internal like moniker that we in the challenge community, like if we're talking about, oh yeah, like Darrel's an OG, oh yeah, Derrick's an OG, you know, this person's an OG. But yeah, I think that they're definitely looking to branch out. Maybe they'll just end up branching out so much that this will be this amazing series, and then all of the boring people will be on the other channel.
Or the egotistical 22-year-olds who think they're legit in the first and second seasons.
Well, and this is what I was realizing when I was watching this. I was like, see, it's not these stupid challenges that make it epic. Yes, like I felt like really vindicated because people were just like we're making all these explosions and it's like American Ninja Warrior and like it's just so epic, cool. It's very visual effects, awesome. Like spend your budget however you want, but it doesn't have that life pulse energy that where it started. And like Fanta, you were always commenting on how you kind of want like the hot tub scenes and the pool party, whatever. Like you want the fun stuff. And we haven't really been getting that in the main season. So kind of going back to what we fell in love with about it is really what why I was getting all the feels. I got goosebumps in this episode too. I didn't even care about how they performed because like they were just so extra in how either bad they were, or it was an all around good time, good watch. It didn't let me down in any way, shape, or form. I was worried that I wasn't going to be as excited about it because we're still covering 5 months of, the double agent season, but I was proven completely wrong. I am invested completely, and I don't care who wins. I want to watch this show. So I'm so happy. Yay. Hi, Natalie. So Natalie says, who do we wish were on this season? Wanted Tyler and Susie. I'd take both of those people.
Yeah, I think Tyler, he really had a comeuppance at the end of his career in the challenge. He won 2 challenges back to back. And I mean, Susie was always a beast. But I knew Susie wasn't going to come back because I know her and Sarah are pretty much done with coming back. They've both spoken about a lot of bad stuff with their mental health in terms of doing the show, and just some things they didn't, you know what I mean? They moved on in a way that I don't see them coming back. Tyler could have come back. That would be an interesting one for maybe another season. And he would have I wonder what his physical fitness would be at this point, but he was strong back then. So.
And what I loved about it is the Fessies of the double agent season really thinks that it's all about being really good at a hall brawl to be epic. And I think that he doesn't really get why CT is a legend, or why people care about him. He's not that good at challenges. It's it's not all about that. It's not all about just being really good at challenges. It's about what you've brought for the last 20 years. It's it is a legacy that he's competing against that Fessy doesn't seem to understand. He doesn't seem to be able to grasp as to why he's so redeemed as this this god. It's not just the one challenge and being good at it. So I'm wondering now if all the newbies are going to be trying to get on the All-Star season, because they're going to see how much hype and how excited people are for seeing these people. And they'll be like, they're not even that good.
I will say also, I'm a little surprised because I saw that there were 4 or 5 people that were quarantined there and then didn't get picked. So it was Ryan and Cook, and there's a couple others, Casey and stuff like that. And they didn't get picked, but they were in that next group. Casey, yeah. And I'm surprised that Kendall was picked to stay, because even though she's won, she's only done 1 season. That's her whole thing, is that she did 1 season, she won, she never came back. So it's weird to me that she was picked, is considering there's people like Jemmye, who we love for not being athletic for other reasons, that they wouldn't throw in a Cook who was great, or they wouldn't throw in someone else besides her. So I was a little surprised by that, but I mean, we'll see what she brings to the show.
Pat, did you have any tea about that? Because I'm wondering if it's because they tested positive for COVID or something like that. Maybe something else happened that wouldn't allow them to be able to compete.
Honestly, I have no idea, but I literally forgot about Kendall. I was like, who is that again? And even through the episode, I was like, what's her name again? It was, I don't know, maybe I hope that she does. I hope she's a good addition. I mean, there was one funny thing that I want to talk about later, but yeah, I mean, in terms of people, I was I've been rewatching old seasons, and I'm just I want everyone. I just want to see everybody come back.
Yeah.
People as humanly possible. There's so many different dynamics that you could have in terms of relationships. Even just this one season, this one season could create all of these new riffs, and then having a new season with other people. You could just have this go on forever and have it be so good.
And you don't need to bring in Big Brother. You don't even need to bring in Are You the One? You don't need to bring in anything from overseas. They have the people that made it good. Just use them if they will come back, which I think they will with the shorter format and $500,000. I just don't see many people taking a 1 in 22 chance of making $500,000 for 3 weeks. I just don't see many people be no, Nah, I don't think that I want a 1 in 22 shot at that money. So I'm hoping that, the format and the dollar amount and seeing this first OG season come about and see that it's not really all about the muscles and the, explosions. Like it actually has to do with the characters. And so hopefully it's going to maybe spark the interest of a Susie and a Sarah and maybe make them want to come back just because it's a little bit different than the now season. And I think new strategies and new gameplay is going to come about. It's not just going to be like OG vets versus newbie. Like it's not going to be that because you're all kind of vets in their own regard, and everybody has friendships and relationships for the most part. So I don't know. I think that they start something new and amazing. Amanda is coming back.
I did
the regular season though, correct?
regular season, yeah.
Yes.
I would take that. Oh my God. Like we need something.
And I don't think she would join the Big Brother Alliance, even though she ended up getting along with Josh after they hated each other. They got past it. They became like sort of friends. I still think it depends on who else is on the season with her.
Yeah.
Of who she's going to align with and what she's going to do. But she'll do whatever's best for her. If that means doing Big Brother, like socially, she's willing to like whatever, cut a bitch besides her like core people.
Yeah. But it'll be much more interesting because she won't like shy away in the shadows.
Yeah. Oh, she never does.
Yeah, which was so missing. Like
I'm missing, those Big Brother people getting called out. Like everybody's just good with them, and like because there's so big numbers, like she's just not afraid to like say something, even if it's even if she's friends with Josh, but she doesn't like what Fessy's doing. Like imagine her and Fessy being in a teammate kind of situation. Like, I mean, it would be explosive.
I would love to see it.
I would love it.
Yeah, that would be really good.
Cut him up. She would cut him up.
That would be such an exciting thing. So, question for you. I want to pose this scenario. So, obviously, we want to do a draft because we like to be able to root for our people. But we haven't done one. We didn't do one in advance because it seemed like the season just creeped up out of nowhere. I was like, it's Thursday? Oh, shoot. So, I'm wondering, as we go through the episode, should we do a draft at the same time, or should we go through the episode and do the draft at the end?
Let's go through the episode because I'm going to forget some names.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, and so did you guys already make a list of who you wanted, or do you need a moment? No? It would be
I didn't make a list at all. I can just look at the list and just pick haphazardly. I don't really mind.
I mean, I know like I have the list somewhere.
Are we doing a snake
Yeah,
draft?
I have a list here.
Say what?
Are we doing a snake draft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we'll go through the episode, fine, then we'll do it at the end. Okay, the Fanta's paper is out. Okay, she's ready. She's taking notes. So who do you think that should go first here? And so this is going to be obviously very advantageous because we're going to be talking about people's strengths and weaknesses throughout the whole, recap here. And we do already know one person that's going to be out. So it's kind of perfect in the sense that it is 7 players apiece. Since a male was, spoiler alert, eliminated, we will start then with the women. That makes sense, correct?
Yeah.
And then we'll see how that shakes out. So who should go first here? Michelle, you picked the last time, correct? And you made me go first?
Yeah.
So, Fanta, what do you think? Do you want to give Michelle the honors again, or do you want it yourself? What do we think here, ladies? I'll take whatever position I can get.
I will take the middle.
Okay. And where are you putting me and Michelle?
I'm gonna have Chantele go first, and then Michelle go last. Maybe like a little bit like salty because Michelle is doing so well in our other draft. Maybe not. We'll never know.
Well, I mean, I still could win. I still could win. I don't know if I can win the draft, but I could win. Like my player could win. Okay, where's my list though? I have it written down somewhere. So I'm going to go first. Should we start with our first player and then? Yeah, I think we maybe should do it intermittently. It's kind of fun. No?
Whatever you want.
No. So maybe I just want to decide who I want.
Let's just do it now then.
All right, fine. Fine. So I think that even though, oh my God, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to go first right now, guys.
You have to.
You have to.
Fierce. Okay. So this is not necessarily going specifically with today's challenge, but I am going to go with the first pick being Kellyanne. So Kellyanne is, we know she's strong. We know that she'll do almost whatever. She's been to a final. I don't remember if she won or not, but she's definitely been to the Ruins final. She's from Real World Sydney. Mm-hmm. She's been on 4 challenge seasons. I just feel as though I like the fact that she said, hey, like, I'm willing to put my neck on the line here to be the captain here. Even though, and it was strategic how she was saying it, like, I'd rather go and get this done now than later. So I like that she was like, okay, let me go just like show that like I'm willing to go in there and maybe people will be, you know, a little bit afraid of me. So I'm going to go with Kellyanne as my first pick in our Giraffe to Rudy. Thoughts, ladies? Thoughts?
I love Kellyanne.
That's a great choice.
I have such a deep love for Kellyanne. I just love how nut bar she is. I think she's gorgeous. She's so fun to watch. I'm so happy she's back. I will watch her on every single challenge. She's phenomenal. I'm really mad that you picked her first.
Yeah, me too.
Who did you think I was going to pick?
God, I don't know. I don't want to speculate right now.
Fine, but I'm happy that you are mad that I picked her. Hi, Louis. So I think MTV should run the challenge 24/7. Enough with the ridiculousness already.
God, I know.
Well, absolutely enough with ridiculousness. I just don't understand why they just like want to shove that terrible show down our throats. But somebody's getting paid. Okay, so Fanta, you are in the second position.
I'm gonna go with Jisela.
Okay, you're gonna do it. Okay, girl.
Good choice.
Thank you.
That's who I was thinking of. Like, that's why I was kind of hesitating. I was like, I don't know. Like, she had a great showing this episode, and I'm really rooting for her. I would love to see her be the winner at the end. I'm just not sure if she's going to be well-rounded enough to be able to get through all the different types of challenges. But definitely, I was really considering her as being a pick.
My turn?
Your
baby.
What?
Yes.
Baby.
Okay, here we go. So I get to pick 2 people.
Correct.
Okay, this is real tough. You both picked people that were on my list that I had. Okay, so number 1 girl I am picking, no question, Katie Cooley. She has competed in 9 challenges. She's won once, which was the first Inferno. She's been hated a lot by people, but also been friends with a lot of people, but she got ostracized a lot in future seasons. And I saw in the preview already, she's definitely going to get in some fights. So I know I'm going to get points with that. So I feel like she'll be solid for me, even if she doesn't, like, I'll see how far she goes. I think she'll go pretty far. My second choice is where I'm struggling a little bit.
Pick Trishelle.
I already have the drama. And also Trishelle said it herself, 50% of the time she leaves.
It's one of my favorite quotes of this episode.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you could acknowledge that 50% of the time she's a quitter.
I'm gonna actually, this is really tough. But honestly, I gotta do it.
Go men. Sorry.
Oh, it's men?
Yeah, this is to all women, and then all men, all women, all men, all women, all men, and then see what happens at the last round.
Okay, so you pick a guy?
Yeah, you get first guy pick.
Oh, that's so hard. The guys are so much better than the girls. Okay, in terms of physical prowess, I suppose. Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna have to go with Mark Long. I have to. He's here. He's won twice. He looks old, but he's still very strong. I don't see him losing many eliminations, although there's a lot of strong guys here. And this is a tough call because there's a bunch of other guys I know you're about to take, but I'm taking Mark.
Okay.
Great pick. Obviously, he's the one that got this season together, so he has the heart to be there. And I don't know if people will have the heart to get rid of him because he's giving these people an opportunity for a paycheck. So I can just see him just being a little bit untouchable, at least for a little bit. I'm hoping this means that he's going to come back often and I hope that he's getting like a nice big like commissions check from MTV because like I really think that this was a very good idea. He really worked really hard to get this group of people together, and now more people are knocking on the door to want to come on and be a participant. So I think it's a great pick. I would love to have him on my team, so good job. Fanta, what are your thoughts about Marky Longy?
Yeah, I mean, that he was on my list. Like, as soon as I started watching this episode, I was like, oh my God, this dude, like, his intro was insane. Like, yeah, I mean, stellar pick.
And like, isn't it so cute how we just watched him when he was 24, like more than half of his age ago, Michelle, on Road Rules 1?
I know, he was so cute.
So cute, like in his youthness. Like he still looks pretty much the same, a little bit puffier, older looking, but like still looks kind of the same. But before he was just so young and innocent. It was before his legacy had begun. So it's really nice to see him, and good pick. And Mimi's with us. Hi, Mimi. Hi, beauty. She says, low-key, I've stopped watching Double Agents, but I am all here for All Stars. I mean, I'm obviously going to watch every season of the challenge, whether it's good or bad. But I don't see how this season can let me down as it's kind of letting me down in Double Agents. You know, like it's still great. I think that the characters are still pretty good on Double Agents. I still think it's interesting. But there's something about the enjoyment that I'm having seeing these people on my screen again that it can't be captured on Double Agents. It's just not there.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we're with you, Mimi. We are with you. So, Fanta, pick a boy.
I'm going with Derrick. Derrick is... I mean, Derrick is so well-rounded. He is in crazy shape. He's great politically. He went toe-to-toe with Joss. We saw seasons ago, 4 hours. He's got the endurance. He's got it all. Like, it's no-brainer.
It is a no-brainer for sure.
No-brainer. Yeah, for sure.
Especially because he's also had experience with a bit of the newer format. So he's not a complete fish out of water here. He's still quite physically in shape. He still has that bite and that fight in him. And so I think that he can, and he has connections there. Like he's friends with quite a few people. So that's also really good as well. So I think it's a great pick. He's up at the top of my list too. Yeah, whatever, guys. Great pick. So what am I going to do? Unless you have something to say, Michelle.
No, I'm good.
Let me just write this down because I can't find my pen. So I'm like typing it out on this screen. I am going to pick, I mean, I have to. If this is the direction that we're going, I have to go with Hottie McHottie Darrel. Like, I've always wanted him to be on my team. I'm always rooting for him. This might be a scenario where he can get to a final and win, just because he's the top dog here for the most part, like, or one of them, and like they're going to probably stick together. And I feel like he's going to have more agency. He's not going to be having to like succumb to the Big Brother alliance because they have power in numbers. Like he's going to be in the power position. So I do feel that he's going to have a much stronger shot at getting to the end. I feel as though with him being on this current season of Double Agents, he gets what it takes to compete. He's not like rusty at all. He knows almost how to get to the final. Even in that season, he's seen the type of challenges that have been done. So like now, I just think that he may have what it takes to win this one. Just because he's in it right now. So
True.
I'm going with Darrel. So I get another lady.
Choose wisely.
Don't tell
Yeah.
me that. I can't even find my list. Okay, hold on. Ladies, I want next.
Pick Trishelle.
No! Oh, man. I think, this is going to be a surprise for many. Oh, shoot. Guys, I'm between two people
Just
here.
pick.
Yeah, you gotta pick.
I'm going with Jemmye.
Knew it. Called it.
Okay, because I realized where I fell last time was in the points department. I was going all for Braun and people that I thought were going to actually win, but I wasn't thinking about the makeout sessions and whatnot. We do see a scene where she's cuddling with Nehemiah, so there might be some smoochies, that hookup scenes. So for points, and for the fact that we've seen her be training, we've seen her in the gym. I think she has Rachel's trainer, or Rachel is training her, one of the two, for the challenge. So I think she's coming in here with a different mindset. She even says that, it's before it was summer camp. I think it was her that said this, and now this is she's going there to win. So I'm hoping that she has a mindset shift. She also is very good at being political, so she can make that whirlwind of chaos happen, and hopefully she'll benefit from it and get to the end. And we'll talk about it, but she was good in this challenge, in this episode. So Jemmye is for me. Dun, dun.
I'm gonna go with Anissa.
Ooh. Cool.
Experiences with both types of the challenges, old and new. And she's also, I would say she's one of the strongest females. So yeah.
Good choice. Strong choice. I was gonna pick that. Okay, so I'm gonna pick a girl first. Tough call. My choice is gonna be based right now solely on the fact that I know this person will get into arguments, 1000%. So I'm gonna go with Ruthie. Ruthie just gets really paranoid and really intense in the game, and I don't see that changing based on her energy that I've seen so far. I just feel like she's gonna stir some shit up. She's also really feisty and willing to try hard. She's a bit smaller, but I think she packs a punch. I can see her doing some damage, so I'm gonna pick her. Any thoughts on that?
That was gonna be my next pick, so I think it's a good pick.
Yeah.
No, I was actually debating between Ruthie and Jemmye, just because Ruthie, I just remember her being really scrappy. I remember she was always a fighter, and I remember always rooting for her. I don't know if she did that well, but I was always wanting her to do well. Exactly. And I think that is a player that I want to root for. And it's a player that I really want to see if she could do better than she did before with having some life experience. She looks as though she's more of a badass now. I don't know if it's just a good haircut and a mean mugging face, but she looks like she's ready to cause some damage. So I think it's a good pick. I think that she's going to surprise us. I hope so anyways.
Yes. And then my guy, obviously, I can't believe you guys didn't pick him. Just a perfect specimen of human being, Alton, for sure. Alton has won, I only think, once on a team challenge. He always kind of gets the shit under the stick a little bit. It's happened to him a few times from what I remember. And he's also done some drama. He's also made some poor decisions. But I feel like based on this episode, he's looking strong.
I'm into it. Who was my first guy that I picked? Oh, Darrel, of course. Sorry. Alton was. I feel like the guys are definitely people that I'm okay, yeah, for sure, I want them on my team. So everybody that we picked so far were in my top picks. So if he had come back, if he was still around, I was taking him next for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I am gonna go with a yes.
Oh, I think it was going to spell easy, and I was like, what? Wait, what? But yes.
I'm going with yes.
Good choice.
Definitely with his performance this episode, which we're going to get into soon. Actually, it'll be nice to look at this episode now with the lens of our team. Will be kind of fun. Yes, he really stood out. We didn't know that he was a math, champion, which is pretty fun to see and know about. And he surprised me. And so I want to see how well he does. And I think he could do a very, very, very good job.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's reminding us, though, of the Derrick versus Wes elimination.
Girl, I don't remember a thing.
Was that a duel?
It was a physical one, and Derrick won. Or no, Wes won, but it was intense. I don't really remember, but I remember it was like a bloodbath.
Alton, best smiling challenge history. Honestly, I wish him and Irulan were still together because I
love them.
Couple so much. And even hearing after that they moved in together and stuff like that, I'm like, I just wanted them to get married. I was so into that couple. And yes, Alton does have the best smiling challenge history. I just want to make out with that man. Hello, Jose. So we're just starting off. We're doing a draft pick because we hadn't had a chance to do that yet. We're about halfway through, and then we're going to get into this episode, which is only an hour. So it will probably work out time-wise that we're not talking on here for forever. So should be okay. Should be. Where are we at? So you said Alton? No, you said yes?
You said yes. So it's your turn to pick a girl then a guy, or a guy then a girl.
Guy then a girl.
Yeah.
I think with the showing of this episode and with the canoodling with another person, we're going for points as well here. And so I think that Nehemiah really stepped his game up this episode. He wasn't as visible before in the past. I remember Nehemiah kind of shying away from the politics of the game and always a little bit not wanting to succumb to the power players or whatnot. But I do feel as though if he's going to be messing around with Jemmye, she's going to be teaching him a little bit how to maneuver the game. So I'm going to get some make-out kisses with Nehemiah, maybe some fight kisses if Beth doesn't take well to him not wanting to be called tenderoni anymore. And it seems like he's going to be doing better this season than he has in the past. So I'm taking Nehemiah off the board.
Good choice.
What are any other thoughts about him, Michelle?
I think that he's strong, and I think that, he has done well in the past, and he's not very good at the strategy. He just is kind of over it. But I feel like this season he does have quite a few friends and bonds, and he's good with Mark. He's good in with Alton and stuff. And I see him doing pretty well this season. He doesn't seem to be one of the people that could be slightly unhinged, which I'm sure we'll get into. He seems like he's in a pretty good place. So I see him doing decently well.
I'm just going to give an update for Jose of where we're at so far. So on my team so far, I have Kellyanne, Darrel, Jemmye, Nehemiah, and I'm about to do my next female pick. Fanta has Jisela, Derrick, Anissa, and yes. Michelle has Katie, Mark, Ruthie, and Alton.
We're spreading it pretty evenly so far, guys. I must say, we all have some good people.
I'm learning from the mistakes of my last draft.
Well, my mistakes are not taking those points when you can get them.
You need a well-rounded team.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so I have I'm doing a lady right now, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, oh man. Wait, there's only 2 women left, correct?
No.
No, there's 3.
3?
There's Arissa, Jonna, Kendall, Trishelle.
Arissa's not going to be picked by me.
I'm holding my breath.
Letting us know.
Yeah.
Wait, do I end up getting her because I'll be the last? I can't even know.
Well, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see what happens. What makes you think I'm not going to pick Arissa?
Oh, okay. I think. So somebody said that they saw in one of the trailers that a blonde was going to be quitting.
Yeah, probably Trishelle. Like
I don't think it's Trishelle because I think she's back for redemption. I think it's.
I don't think you should be worrying about who might quit and like that's not the right strategy. You got to go in with like who's going to be a well-rounded team of people who you think are going to get you points.
We're going to put you on a timer if you keep this up, Chantele.
Wait, what?
We're going to put you on a timer if you keep this up.
Stay. Hey.
You're getting too much time to think.
Okay, yeah. Then I'm going with Trishelle. Fuck you.
You already know she gets in a fight with Katie, so you've got at least 5 points from her.
Well, I don't know if that's a fight about Katie because I'm actually speculating that that's not a fight about Katie. That's actually about her confronting Anissa for the first time and maybe talking to Katie about it, maybe what happened, or that she wants to do it because she does say that 16 years ago, but I don't think it was their relationship. Because I was watching Trishelle on, I think, Entertainment Tonight, and she spoke about the fact that she is she's had social media interactions and apologies about that situation with Anissa, but they have yet to see each other face to face. So, and then she also said that her and Katie are really good friends. She was in, I think, Katie's wedding party. They were roommates at one point. So I don't think that they're actually fighting. I think that they're talking about the scenario with Anissa and maybe Trishelle was worried about it and it's like, oh my God, like, am I going to say something? What should I do? Like, and Katie was just getting annoyed and be like, it was friggin' 16 years ago. Like, just suck it up and go talk to her or whatever, stuff like that. So I don't think it's actually a fight with Katie. I think it's a misdirect. But I do think that she's capable of getting into fights still, even though she's married. So I'm still going to take Trishelle. I'm hoping that she's not the one that quits because I do think that she can be a decent competitor. But if it's her, this moment will come back to friggin' haunt me.
But I mean, she could get you a lot of points before she does that. You know what I'm saying?
Do we stand Trishelle? I know she has a lot of haters and they used to call her Trashelle. How do you feel about her? I have always kind of her. Go ahead.
I've gone through a lot with Trishelle. Trishelle was like one of my first crushes. Like Real World Las Vegas, I was like, what is happening to me? Like, why do I like this woman so much? So yeah, one of my first crushes ever. And I just loved Trishelle for like years and years. And then when she came on Rivals, I was like, what was I thinking? I was out of my mind. Yeah, she's just unhinged, but I'm excited to watch it.
Oh, so excited.
I wouldn't call her Trashelle, but I'm always here for it to watch her like this.
Yeah, I mean, she won't be hooking up with anybody because she is.
No, but she's gonna stir stuff up. You just know she will because she gets in fights with people. Like it's one of her traits on the show. So. And from what I hear, everyone lives up to their.
Okay, good. Okay, so I'm decently happy with that pick right now. I don't know if she's going to be the winner, but hopefully she's going to be the MVP in the points department. Why are you laughing at me, Michelle? Girl?
The idea of Trishelle being the one winner, like the fact, like the idea of like any half these women, even like doing a final is like hilarious to me. Anyways, but that's okay.
There's no way.
Except for maybe Kellyanne.
I'm gonna go with Jonna.
Damn it. Good choice.
I think she's got a little fight in her. I mean, she's got a little bit of like the middle of the road challenge. Not exactly new, but not exactly old. I think that she's like detached from. Like Zach is not there. I think that mentally she could be in a better space and kind of slide under the radar because she doesn't really have like all of the like old drama. So it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, she might get into some fights, maybe. She's not afraid to speak her mind or say how she's feeling, which is going to be good for the points department. She was okay at the challenge. I don't think she ended up bringing a block back, but I don't think she was like terrible at it. I think she went down and then she wasn't able to retrieve. And so I think there'll be some things that she will be good at. I don't know if she's in good physical shape to win, but she might have like a point getting route.
Mm-hmm.
She's all right. I don't really put her in this category. I don't feel like she's old enough, not old enough, but as an age, but like I feel like she's been on recently enough that I don't know. Her legacy anyway. She just seems like a newer challenger to me.
Yeah. So there's 3 women left right now, and
yeah,
I'm just struggling a little bit because we've got Beth, Kendall, and Arissa.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And yeah, as we have seen, Arissa does not seem like okay, so I don't think she's going to do that well. Kendall, I think, might do a little better than Beth, but I'm going to go with Beth because she's definitely going to get in some fights. And even if she leaves halfway through, she's going to bring me some points on the way. She might even secure a daily win. Like sometimes she has strength, sometimes she has brains. So I'm just going to ride for Beth, even though she's also kind of a hot mess. But like we're grasping straws here.
Yeah, she was going to be. I was torn between her and Jemmye.
Yeah. And then
Beth Jose. I think Beth is 52? 50?
Really?
Beth is 50? I think she's 50.
I think Mark's 49.
I think Beth is for sure 50. She might even be older than 50.
Wow, she looks good for that age.
Mm-hmm. So I believe that unless Teck is older. I don't know how old Teck is.
Yeah,
true.
Teck could be older.
So in terms of guys, the next one I'm going to pick, we got some interesting choices here. I think based on this episode too, this might end up being a mistake, but I'm going to go with Latterian just because the strength that he showed in that elimination was next level. And while there's a lot of things I don't think he'll be able to do and he could get screwed, he does have friends. Like he's friends with Teck. He's friends, you know what I mean? Like, and I see him like at least getting through the next few. Like he already volunteered to be a captain. So hopefully he doesn't have to step into that position again for a little bit. And maybe he can get me some points in there. So I'm going with Latterian. Is that his name, Latterian?
Yes. Beth is 52, guys.
Yeah, Beth is 52 and Teck is 45.
Love it.
Love it. I'll go back and compete on the challenge at 52. Like, absolutely, I would do that.
We're on guys right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So I am going to go with Syrus.
Nice.
I think he's going to be like quite fiery.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He just never going to leave without a fight.
No.
Yeah, I love Syrus. I love him and Latterian having a lot of conversations this episode. It seems as though they're coming back to really do some damage in the game. Like they really want to win, and I think that they understand how to make that happen. So I'm excited to see. You know, he has a lot of connections. He has Beth on his side, which will be helpful to a certain extent. Like, you know, if she's in a power position, she's going to protect him if she can. So I think that he has enough friends in there, and I think that he is physically capable. So yeah, I think it's a good pick. I mean, they're all good picks, really. They all are.
Okay, Chantele, it's you, girl.
So I don't have that much of a choice, do I? What's left? Just Big Easy, correct, for the guys?
Or Teck.
Ooh. I'm gonna take Big Easy. Now, I love Teck. I think that Teck was one of the narrators of the episode, so I'm hoping that means that he's going to be in the season for the long haul. But I just can see people wanting to throw him into elimination just because of his size. Like he's quite thin, and so I am worried that he might go out pretty early. I don't necessarily see him getting in fights with people. He seems like somebody that everybody wants to have around and everybody likes. So I don't know if he's going to get any other points. I don't see him making out with anybody. So that's why I'm going to go with Big Easy. I think that people are just going to be scared of him in eliminations. And he might be able to evade it unless he decides to be captain. And I just don't see Big Easy deciding to be captain. He's never really been that guy to me that will just like be like, oh, I'm going to take this one and risk going down. Like, I just don't see him doing that. So I think that Big Easy will be my next pickaroonie.
And then you get to pick between the last two girls. And Fanta has to have the other girl.
Bullshit.
And I automatically get Teck. Woo!
I'm taking Kendall just because she has been a little bit more physically capable in her original season. I believe she played one and done. She won. I'm worried that she doesn't have what it takes. You know, there's a couple of comments that she makes to Anissa during the elimination that makes me worried about how much heart she's going to actually have. But I do think that she might stay in it for a while. So we'll see if it'll give her some time to rack up some other points. But yeah, so I'm going to take Kendall over Arissa in this scenario.
Okay, bummed to have Arissa, but I've had Josh for a whole season, so I know how to deal with this.
You know how to deal with it, and honestly, you got some other really good people. Like you got Derrick, who's like one of my faves of all time. So I think we're all in a good place. I mean, I have Beth, so.
And then your Teck is your last person.
Teck's my last person. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna post this for the peoples, so they can see where we're coming from. I actually am like quite excited about this draft. Not gonna lie, it just seems like everyone just seems fun, you know?
Yeah. I will say, I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be hard to say, honestly. Like, so much can happen. So.
Put it here before I'll put it in the actual description after.
I actually took notes for this episode because I was just
obsessed.
Ugh.
I was obsessed too. Okay, so let's get back to the main event and then we can color in our people now that we have them. So, you know, we get reminded of Katie comes off the bus and we get some flashbacks to the last time she was on this challenge. She tries to make a jump, hits her face on the mat thing and does a few somersaults and kind of belly flops in the water. That was her going out dismount with two black eyes. Two black eyes. We then see Mark, you know, talking about his body and that he's 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", and 220 pounds. 50. I love that he puts in a size 15 shoe. What was that for? Is that for Michelle? Is that what you picked it, Michelle?
Oh my God.
No.
Size 15 shoe. Come on. Anyways, he mentioned it. It's just, I think it's funny. Then we have Alton coming out, and he's been to 3 finals. He won the gauntlet too. He has a 5-year-old son and a 7-year-old daughter, which I didn't know. Do we know if he's still with the mother or not? If he's still married or
no idea.
But it's nice to see that he's playing for somebody because as we're going to talk about a lot, I'm sure this episode, it seems when people really have somebody to play for, being children, it just changes their intentions. Like look at CT. CT comes back, he has a child and like he's there to win for his family. Even Corey, he's there to win for his family. And so I like that Alton's going to have a new drive other than just himself for this challenge. So I forgot who has him, but I think it's a really good pick to have right now. And then I said poor Jisela because she comes out of the bus and they keep in that clip of her falling. The editors just love building a storyline here. What was your thoughts, Fanta? You're smiling.
I was cackling. I thought it was so funny because she was laughing too. Like she was just on the stairs, like of the bus. Like you see her like red dress and all you just see is like the bottom of her and she's just laughing. Like it was just so infectious. And I just love how she's just like, I'm like this is who I am. Like I'm 40. Oh, are we doing that? No, like I'm 25. Like it was so lovely. It was like I was just cackling. It was great.
Her personality is just so warm and like just kind and like fun.
Yeah,
so, love
very
her.
endearing. She definitely, you know, makes you want to smile with her. You want her to see her do a good job, or do you want to see her do well? She kind of didn't have a lot of drive in her original season. She kind of got snubbed a little bit by TJ with how she performed in her last elimination. But I was just happy to see her get off that bus, even if she's going to have a little bit of a stumble there. And she's also a mom now. So we see Syrus, and he is here. He expects to win this one. I'm wondering if they left that in because he's not going to win. But he's been to 5 challenges already. He's back, and I think he could do some damage. Were you guys excited to see Syrus?
Oh, yeah. I was like, I would not want to cross paths with Syrus. Oh!
Yeah. I mean, there's that iconic one where Derrick beats him in the pole wrestle and he yells at TJ and they have this big fight or whatever. So TJ and Syrus have some drama. Derrick and Syrus have had some drama. I think he's definitely a lot wiser than he was. And I think he'll do some damage. I see him winning an elimination. I see him maybe even winning a daily. I don't know if I see him winning the whole thing, but we'll see.
Yes, and I can see, because, a lot of them are older and wiser, and they're like, oh, I have a family and a mom now. Like, I've grown up. But the thing is that happens when you go back to your family, you revert to the version of yourself you were when you were with these people. Even when I go home to for the holidays, my mom will say something that she would say to me when I was younger, and all of a sudden, we're in a fight or something. You know what I mean? You just revert to the old version of you. And so I see some of these 40-year-olds acting like 20-year-olds at some point, because that's just the energy that they're going to be in with these people. Then that's where they were at that time in their life.
Yeah, it's like a college reunion for them.
It's so fun. It's so fun. We see Trishelle there. They reminding us that the Rivals 2 quit. We all know that Trishelle easily will want to quit. But the difference this season, I think, and I hope, is that there's so much money on the line. It's such a life-changing amount of money that I don't think that people are just going to be so willy-nilly with I don't want to be here anymore. I quit. Seriously, there's no real other way that you can make this much money doing this little. So,
yeah, but
go ahead.
It's also Trishelle.
But people will kill for this amount of money, actually.
Yeah,
all I'm hearing is Trishelle.
It's Trishelle.
Well, we're hoping that she wants to do this for her family or her husband, and so let's hope that she sticks around. So we got TJ. So it's a real season when TJ is there, talking to his friends, his people that he's seen and has grown up with. These are the legends, the all-stars, and I got goosebumps seeing them all together. It was outside. It was a different kind of energy. It looks kind of tribal. Warm climate was nice to see as well. It just felt different, and in a way that I really liked it, with all these familiar faces.
Yeah, I'm so happy that TJ's hosting it. Come on.
What if they gave it to whoever that football guy is that does the new after show?
They would have an uproar. Paramount would be on fire. The building.
Yeah, what about their original host? What if they had used them or one of them?
Well, Dave Mira has passed away. And with Jordan Mosley or whatever.
Don't remember.
It just doesn't have the same
and that's why it's not OG, it's All Stars. TJ is the All-Star host.
Yeah.
He's one of the in the host All Stars of Fame of the world. It's him, Jeff Probst, Julie Chen, you know what I'm saying? The ones who are the most iconic.
Yeah, synonymous with the brand. He is synonymous with MTV, with the challenge, all of the above, for sure. So, Jemmye talked about it, how it started off being an adult summer camp, which is what we loved about it. And that's what I wish that the current season still had. It was fun, back then. It was fun. And who was it? Ace saying that people used to kill each other over a scooter, or like seasons past to a hockey game. Like it wasn't, the stakes weren't that high, and people were still really willing to put it all on the line there. So Jose says, as a side note, not sure if you notice how happy Anissa looks with this group of people. She's smiling, dancing, laughing. Good for her. And I just felt that a lot of people felt kind of at home. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
They're not like the older person in the cast. They're all in that same pocket. It's been so long for most of them that they have that in common. It's like a nice rapport they get to have.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like now I've noticed, like, even Johnny just spoke out and he was like, I don't really like the new challenge. The challenge has really, really changed. So of course I could see a lot of these people, and as we'll talk about, notice the differences, but it's good to see them all together.
So good. It's so good. It's so good. So Beth, you see Beth kind of calling out to Nehemiah when they get back to the house, and calling him her tenderoni still. And Nehemiah doesn't seem to be wanting to have any of it. Do you think that that's a good idea? Or do you think that he should maybe like get back into something? I don't know.
Oh what do you God. Yeah, I mean, I definitely can tell like he's not into that. And I think that it's definitely a thing where he really wants to recreate himself. So it was funny when she was like calling out to him and he was just like ignoring her and just like, but that's kind of the thing that happens at like reunions and summer camps and things like that. Like, you don't want to still be known for that. You want to.
Exactly. He's like, of all the things I've done in the challenge, this is what everyone remembers. Yeah, because who has a showmance with Beth? Duh. Anyway, I thought it was hilarious. He's gonna have to hope she gets eliminated soon, because otherwise that's gonna cause like problems for him.
I think though that Beth is married though, isn't she? I feel like she's married. So like maybe she'll be flirting, but I don't know if she's going to put him in a situation where he's super uncomfortable. It just might be some overt flirting, I think.
The most recent picture in Beth's Instagram is of her and Nehemiah.
Oh. She's trolling. She's totally
trolling. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it looks like she's married and with children.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just trolling. It's funny.
It's totally funny. Now, Latterian is calling himself the secret assassin.
Why?
Yeah. I mean, I think he's handsome. I think he looks quite good. He's close to 50, or no, he's like 40, early 40s. And I just remember him not being that great at the challenge. I think that he was been talked about as just having popcorn muscles, but not actually being good. He probably coined the term popcorn muscles, Fanta.
I mean, I don't remember. This is bad for me as a challenge like person. I don't really remember him. So I actually don't really know his track record fully. So I'm a little apprehensive in that he's on my team.
What I remember about him is that he lost against Alton in an elimination with that rope climbing thing. And I feel like I remember being disappointed by him often. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I had higher hopes for him and then he didn't follow through. So that's like kind of the feeling that I get from him.
Well, I mean, he does speak a lot in this episode, obviously because he's in the elimination. So it's, they're going to ride that story a little bit, but he does speak to like how embarrassed he was the last time he left, how he couldn't get up that rope. He lost terribly, and that he hasn't really shown all he can do. And he's fucked up and it's been embarrassing for him. So he really has that drive. But at the same time, I think he's focused a little bit too much on ego, as opposed to just like, the more fun I have and the more that I just go for it, the better I'm going to do. And then if I don't do well, it's just water off my back, instead of this like looming over him that he obviously feels like he needs to vindicate himself for his poor performance in the past.
But I think that that's what this whole episode is about. Like, you see him and Syrus talking, and it does seem as though he needs to redeem and rehabilitate his image here for his own personal ego.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if it's going to bode well for him winning this damn thing, but I'm at least, you know, he's going to get some vindication this episode. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. I think the fight can take you far. So I'm interested to see, like, he's definitely gotten in shape, like really in shape. So we'll see.
Latterian also says, he hasn't talked about the political game or thought about the political game like in the beginning. And so I'm like, that is what is the most important. And I think that this is what has changed that some of these old school players don't really realize is the politics that are going to be going on with it. So like the Jemmyes, she's been on new season. So she understands that, like, okay, you kind of need to get some numbers together. You got to pick up people that are working on your side. Like, she's going to know the politics side of things. That's the Latterian type players, maybe even the Teck type players, the Ace type players don't really know anything about. So that's also what worries me, is that he's just going to be eaten alive by people that are just going to out strategize him. Like, it's just most likely what's going to happen. So the daily is Deep Blue Dive, and they're going to be putting 2 random teams of 11. You enjoyed this challenge, Fanta? Explain it to me. Tell me about the challenge here, the daily.
Okay, I think I might need a bit of help with this, but okay, so there's a silver team and there's a copper team. And did we discuss captains yet?
They were put into 2 teams, so it wasn't a schoolyard pick. It was actually random teams of 11 that were chosen. Okay, and then
each team has a male and female captain. So their TJ outlines that the losing captains could be penalized, and the winning captains will get some power. So Kellyanne ends up being a captain. Who else? Oh my God, I can't remember. Latterian ends up being a captain.
Jisela
ends up being a captain.
And Teck.
And Teck.
Teck.
So Jisela and Teck are on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
And Kellyanne and Latterian are on the other. Right. So each team member has to solve an equation. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh no.
257 or something divided by like 17. I'm like, ah! No way.
Like, oh my God, this is going to be a hot mess. So they all have to work together to solve these equations. The answer to these equations is a block that's tied up in water, which we discover is freezing cold. And they have to dive undo the block that has the corresponding number on it, but each block has about 4 numbers on it. Mm-hmm. And then they have to swim the block back, put it on that equation, and it has to be correct. So there's about, 4 equations that they have to do?
I couldn't tell, but yeah, around there.
Okay, so 4 equations that they have to do. And then if somebody goes out for a swim and they're like, oh shit, I can't do this, you can go and tag out a different team member, but then you got a 5-minute penalty.
Correct.
And oh my God, I got it. I was like,
each person had to make at least 1 attempt. So even if they're a shitty swimmer, they have to go out and try and then come back in and, get the 5-minute penalty. Sorry, what did you say, Fanta? You love this?
No, I was just like, I can't believe I got the whole thing right.
Oh, of course I believe in you. So Kellyanne and Latterian were the captains for the copper team, and and Teck and Jisela were the captains for the silver team. And all I was just saying, I was just so nervous for everybody here. Nobody really looked that excited for this challenge. Like, sometimes you can see people are like, yeah, I'm ready for this, I'm ready to go. Everybody kind of just seemed like, oh God, so we're doing it, huh?
Well, the funny thing, you saying that, the funny thing is, like, they were like, oh shit, like, we're actually doing this challenge. Like, we thought we were just like coming here for fun, like partying, like catching up, like that sort of thing. And then they're like, oh no, this is like a new challenge level type feeling. And that set me. That was so funny. I was like, I love that they have to like reckon with this and like figure it out, that they're not just getting an easy ride. I love that.
Yeah.
what I also loved was how Jisela really stood up and was like, she was kind of saying like, I have a strategy, like we could get this, we could do this, like, you know what I mean? And they're like, oh, do you want to be the captain then? Well, like if I'm going to be the captain, like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, she was really, she was being very strong. She wasn't sure if she was going to be able to do a good job here. She wasn't sure if like she was going to, her team was going to be able to go out and retrieve these puzzle pieces, but she came so assured that I was rooting for her from that point forward. I was like, yes, girl, like nobody else wanted to go and stand up and say like, I'm going to get this done for the team. And so I was really, really, really surprised and very happy to see her take that position. Kellyanne, she took it for the most part. She was like, I want to just get this kind of done early and out of the way early, which I think is a good strategy because now people will be like, oh, like she's willing to go and get her hands dirty, but she doesn't have to volunteer anymore. She kind of got her volunteering out of the way, which is smart. I don't think that anybody's going to want to throw her in anytime soon because she is one of the younger women in this group and she's quite physically fit. I heard that she's no longer drinking, so she's definitely going to be mind, body, spirit. It's going to be a little more in tune if she's not going to be participating in some of these binge nights. So I definitely thought that she was a smart person to pick or to choose this particular challenge to go and be the captain. Latterian also was the captain here, and I was kind of worried because we were already talking about him wanting to seem like he needs to wrestle with his past performances, and it's about a pride thing and an ego thing, which whatever, everybody has their motivations, but it may not bode well, and everybody does pretty poorly in this challenge.
Worse than I ever could have imagined.
Oh
honestly.
my God. It was, and Teck being like, oh, this is like the old folks' home. Like people are being carried off. Like Ruthie was out, Arissa was out. People just couldn't get in the water. I was like, what is happening?
It must be ice cold, honestly.
Yeah, it must have been like, because the fact that like, I mean, I don't know is like what's going on with Arissa, but the fact that she like got in the water and was like, I couldn't even like breathe and like just had to get out of there. And even with Ace being like, you can't even catch your breath. Yeah, obviously we know it's super cold, but I was like, wow, like these guys were shooketh. They did not know that it was like this.
Now, do you think, okay, so I was thinking that MTV was doing this because they really wanted to show how out of their element these older challenge competitors are, to give them room to step into the role of like all-star. You know, it's kind of like boom, 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 and then you're going to see them emerge into these beasts. So I'm wondering if they kind of made it extra difficult, because I think even in these new seasons, I don't even think that they would be doing that well. Like, you know, I don't think that Leroy was going to be doing well in this particular challenge. I don't think that Cam would be doing well in this. You know, there's a lot of people that are not great swimmers. Mishi, like, you know, he's not going to be doing well. So it just was funny, obviously, to see, you know, these older people and having Teck in his commentary talking about it, which was hilarious.
That was so fucking funny. But I mean, I agree with you. And I think that what it comes down to as well is the fact that like the challenge can't go back. They can't make anything less difficult than they have.
Yeah.
Especially for an all-star season, because everyone will be like, what, like, why do they get a pass?
It's true. It's true. I mean, this is what gets you that $500,000 like paycheck, is putting yourself through this type of torture. You know, if you want to just be digging in at the sand for a key, you can get the scooter. But if you want $500,000, you have to dive down into ice cold water and risk your life, basically. So Jose loves how this season is uncensored. Me too. It just seems fresh, you know? Like, it just light. I don't know. They're just much more exciting characters. Okay, so Derrick needs Derrick to come back as a regular cast member. Can't get enough of him. Oh, Michelle's into it. Me too.
Yeah.
I always love Derrick. He will always give 1,000,000%.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Absolutely.
Except in the sequester mini, he was out first. Say.
I mean, that's yeah.
So do you think there will be an All-Stars 2? 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
This episode was any indication of how the season is going to go. They hit a gold mine. It's excellent. I can't see there being a dud episode because I want to see these people.
Yeah. There won't. There's too much personality.
Yeah.
Okay, so they should both cast both Brad and Tori for season 2. Any thoughts? I mean, that could be some drama with them not being together anymore.
Well, that's going to be that drama is an understatement. They are having full-on Twitter fights about like custody of their kids, and Brad has like posted these like comic strips about what it looks like when divorced parents who share custody with children try to turn their kids against the other parent. So I don't think that they would be on the same season together because that's pretty contentious. Like
that's like a liability.
I just really don't think.
I mean, that would be a really epic season though. Maybe not them, but like to have the challenge All-Stars exes. That'd be so messy.
Yeah.
Delicious, but messy.
Yeah, that would be very scary and messy. Yeah.
Hi, Josie. So this was an episode was a comedy at first, with them not being able to do the challenge, but the elimination was awesome. I mean, I got a little bit worried. I was like, oh my God, like they're not doing well at this challenge. I was starting to feel for them in the beginning, and then I was like, no, this is perfect. I don't even want them to do. I don't even care. I don't even care if they do well here. I want to see them fail. I want to see how dramatic they are when they're like, oh my God, it's cold. Like, it's so great. So now let's ask me, am I watching live feeds while on the podcast? No, but what's going on in Big Brother? Tell me, please. Something. I mean, I figure I know what's going on, but I don't know. Tell me, Natalie. Just goes to show you don't need explosions and monster trucks. Just give us pole wrestling eliminations, nail biting dailies, fear, strategy, and power saves. What do you think? We're with you, Jose. Michelle, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that, I mean, this elimination was iconic. And I think the power save thing is very interesting because
You have a lifesaver.
the lifesaver thing, because you can really, really save shit. And we still don't know, because it hasn't been used yet. We don't know what the outcome is. If someone gets saved, how do you pick the next person? Is it a quick vote right now? Everyone has to say a name? Or is it the person who was captain gets to pick a replacement? Like, I can't wait to see that in action. I think that's
or is it like the person that gets saved gets to choose who goes in instead?
that'd be crazy.
That's crazy. So, I mean, that would be very interesting. And like, that would just up the level of strategy as well, because it'd be like, would I put in that person? Or, you know what I mean? Like you choose who you want to have go down there sometimes. So, I hear an echo. Shoot. I don't know who's it's from.
Is it you, Boo?
Me? So Jose says, who would we give the MVP award this episode? I mean, it's pretty easy for me. What do you guys think? MVP.
Yeah, I mean, Latterian really has a glow up in this episode. Like, the way he goes about this elimination is just... I like need to see him against Fessy. Like, that's all I got to say about that. But I don't know that he's necessarily the MVP of the episode. Is it Teck who did the math?
It was yes.
Yes. Sorry. Yes is an MVP for me, because that's like, no one would have won. If you haven't done the math, neither team would have ever even won.
Yeah, that would have gone on forever.
It would have gone on forever. So that gets points in my book for sure.
Yeah.
I personally think it's Jisela. So Jisela goes out there. I think she got 2 puzzle pieces. And Jemmye got 1, I believe, for the winning team. And so she was the captain of the winning team, which allowed her to get this power. She was the first person that's the holder of the lifesaver. So the lifesaver, it's a new twist they're having for this All-Star season where the winning captain will have this lifesaver that they can use to save the person that is nominated to go into the, what's it called? The arena. So I think it's a good twist too. And I guess I can talk about it now, but she's asked by TJ down at the arena whether or not she is going to use the lifesaver on Ace. And she just says, no.
That was my favorite. You know what? I'm sorry. I retract. That was my favorite moment of the episode. No. And just like that shows her being like, isn't it so funny? And it flashes back to Ace calling her useless and like dead weight and all this stuff from like past. And she's just like, she's not even going to play fake, nice, nothing. She's like, no. No. Why am I going to throw you a bone? You thought I was useless? Sorry. Week 1. You know what I mean? Go in. Like,
oh my God. I love that. I agree. Jisela was my MVP of the episode because I love how she was like, I'm going into mom mode. And she just gets in that water, like doesn't even flinch. I was like, this bitch, like she is out to play. Like she's just going to give us everything. And I'm just so excited about that.
And like with the mom mode thing too, it's like you've seen women that like are trying to protect their baby and they lift up a car. They have like some strength that we don't know where it comes from. And so I really hope that she continues to tap into that mom strength, that like adrenaline power, like getting this done for your children energy. And if she keeps that energy going, like I would love for a Jisela win. Like I would love for one of them. Like that would be a win. I would be like, what? This is amazing. And it would just show all the people, like the OGs that are like, I don't know if I want to come back yet. They'll be like, whoa, she can win this? And like, it might just
yeah, that's a really good point. I like that kind of equalizer. That's cool.
Love it. Oh, I want her to do really well. She was definitely MVP. I was going to pick her. I know you got her second. I was hoping that you guys would have slept on her, but you didn't. You guys are smart people. So okay. So Jose wants to know, okay, any captain do you want to see in season 2? I know I'd like to see Kenny. Kenny's never coming back. Evan's never coming back. Who's Ryan?
Ryan was on the list, so he got dropped last minute this season. He's the one who he had a showmance with Davis at one point, or not showmance. They just hooked up. He's like friends with he was good, but he never like performed super well, and he always kind of got the shit end of the stick. Like he got put into elimination a lot.
Yeah, I'd like to see everyone on that list.
Yeah,
for Kenny and Evan, because that's not possible. Plus Brandon. Plus Coral. Yeah, like honestly, every single person.
Every single person. I would see them again.
Yeah, I love Landon. I love Jen so much. Everyone knows I love Svetlana. I love Rachel. I would love Evelyn. There's a lot.
Like they're all anyone. They're all pretty good.
Bring them all back. Like
I don't care. Hi, Sam. So, Sam, will OGs from this season be able to do next season, or is it a one-time thing because it's All-Stars?
I don't know.
Could see them maybe having a new whole set of people, and then maybe start filtering in repeats, maybe. I don't know, but I can see them do whatever they want, really.
Yeah.
If it works, it works. I don't care. Like, if Mark comes back, thank you. Like, it's not. I'm not gonna be mad about it and be like, no, that's not fair. He just lost All Stars. He's not an All Star anymore. Like, no, I'll take it back.
I'll anything.
I love that they seem not to go cheap on production. Yeah, they definitely went pretty big here. Still, what do you think, though, about the fact that it's on Paramount Plus and it's not seemingly as accessible as the regular season of the challenge is? What do you think the strategy is behind that?
I think it's about this new platform, because on that platform you can watch old seasons of the challenge as well. And I think it's like, if it was so hard, I think, for Mark to like sell them on the idea of this show in the first place. They probably didn't know how well it was going to do. So I think having it in a kind of platform, brings people to that platform who are in this niche and like this type of stuff. And it's just easier, I think, for them to figure out how many people are actually buying this to watch this, like how much people care about it and stuff. Like, I don't know. Maybe they couldn't get Spot on TV either, but
yeah, I think you're right. I think he had trouble like shopping it around.
Yeah.
But now
it's a winner. It has to be a winner.
Anywhere.
It has to be. Has to be.
Yeah.
Hi, Couch Potato Queens. Hi, Josh. So yes, it was. I thought it was a great episode. Why no Coral is my question. I don't know.
She was definitely asked. I'm sure that because he asked everyone. I'm sure she just like, for whatever reason, was not interested. Maybe after this season she'll see it and she'll come in. Hopefully. We love her.
Couch Potato Queens, all you guys.
I love that name. It's great.
Hopefully you guys had a good Drag Race. I haven't watched Drag Race yet, so I will catch up on your...
Sorry, I just got really excited to watch
right?
that.
CJ for season 2. I can't remember.
He wants to come back. He's from Real World. Is it Florida or what? He's
Hawaii, right?
Orlando.
Probably.
Anyway, he's got the blonde hair.
Cancun.
He's like pretty Cancun. Thank you. He's like pretty tall, pretty athletic, but not super athletic, not super entertaining, but like I would be fine with him coming back still.
I don't remember, but I'll look it up. So Josie agrees it's bringing attention to Paramount Plus. Yeah, I'm saying a subscriber after my free trial to finish the season. Well, that's true too.
I bet they got such an influx of people for this. Like, smart of them.
I would say so, and like I'm just like frustrated that it's not easy to find in Canada. It's not easy to find.
No. Do some stuff.
Computer hacking.
Get to watch it, but we are dedicated, and Chantele will always help us find a way because we care about this more than anything in the world.
I know, right? Yes. So CJ is for Kendall. Yes. I don't remember him.
You don't remember him? He was like not like he didn't really. He kind of like, I don't know. He was a decent competitor. He just was sort of like, oh, CJ. Like he was, you know what I mean? Like I think Wes eliminated him at some point. He never really like won, but he was in a few seasons and.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at him. I don't remember him. Oh my God.
He definitely has shown interest in coming back. I've seen on like social media. He's like made mention of it. So potentially.
Okay. And he's 36. So he's like
old enough.
Yeah. He like the reason why you don't remember him is because he used to have like big, like beach, like locks. And he was like very like surfer boy, like all American. And then
in the picture that I'm seeing of him on the challenge wiki is he looks kind of like Corey from Big Brother 18. The reindeer Corey with Nicole Franzel. Anyways, I don't remember him really, but I'll take a look at his old season and I'm going to start watching some rewatches because I'm just like so into it that I want to get more and more and more reminded of all these awesome people. So yes, this was a senior edition of the challenge. I love that. Like, I mean, why do we need to be super young and buff and doing these things? Like, I don't mind seeing older people do some really hard stuff. So I'm down. I don't even care. Latterian was kind of panicking. He didn't really do a good job. It's pretty much was Mark, Alton, and Derrick were the only ones stepping up, going back and forth. Jisela did get her piece though. And Jemmye, as I said before. So TJ kind of looked a little bit pissed, it seems. So, like, none of the teens were doing that well. He's just kind of like, okay, guys, just solve this damn math equation so I can blow the horn because you guys are not doing this challenge any justice compared to, like, some of the new young bucks. So, finally, yes, does solve the equation. 9 is the answer, and I believe it was the silver team. The silver team.
Yeah, silver team.
And so back at the house, though, Fanta, this is your moment to shine here. 80s party. Now, before
like having a regular old like 90s like MTV party. Derrick was wearing his like MTV shirt. They were like
MTV shirts, Fanta. What are you wearing?
Oh, I'm wearing like an MTV parody shirt. It says whatever forever.
That is so iconic. Like, that's true. Whatever forever.
Yeah. So I loved this. Like I loved like, I mean, I'm a 90s kid, so I love 90s themed anything, but I was like, they don't even have to like dress up and do all of this like weird stuff. Like they're just like there to have a good time, like get drunk. And Ace comes out and he's like covered in this like potato bag shawl. And they're like, what are you doing? And he's like, I thought we were partying like it's 1890. And everyone's like, ah! And then just gets like so wasted. Everyone's like dancing, like the like iconic like 90s dance moves. Just like, it was so much, that was so much fun to watch. I was like, I don't need a dome. I don't need a like this. I want to watch this.
I don't need an igloo. I don't need a fake igloo with empty glasses.
I need them walking into the house with Rough Riders from DMX playing.
Oh yes! How could I forget? I was like,
yes, Rough Riders roll. Stop! I was like so living for it. I love that whole scene. Like that was my life. That was what I understand. They're having a freaking good time, but they weren't necessarily having the best of times the next morning. Michelle, how did you feel about Miss Jisela nursing a little bit of a hangover next morning?
Honestly, it was just so relatable. Like, I feel like they're my generation, even though some of them are older than me, but it's just like, they can't party like they're 21 anymore. It's like you drink and they have a good time. That's like their one party for the season. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe one when they make the final or something, but they are wrecked. And then she like has her food. And who is it?
Syrus.
That's like, who?
Syrus.
Syrus is like, you're gonna give me some? She's like, no. Make your own. They're just so dry with each other. There's no like pretense at this point, and I'm just obsessed. So yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Just love that whole thing. I think that they're still going to party because have we seen the toast yet? Did he make the toast that night? Because
No.
Mark has that scene in one of the
in the trailer.
The trailers, like where he's like, this is how the OGs do it or something like that. We haven't seen, like, he's the original toast man, isn't he?
Yes.
So, I mean, yeah, Johnny was definitely not the original.
Exactly.
Yeah, Mark's the original.
So, or maybe it was like Evan or Penny, but like,
that's the thing about drinking. You vow you'll never do it again when you're hungover. And then a little while after, you're like, I'll have 2 drinks.
They're gonna have to. Like, it's still boring. You know what I mean? Like, and they also know that they want to make good TV. They want to make their paychecks. So they're going to still drink. It's just what's going to happen. So Latterian's talking to Syrus about who he wants to go down against, who he'd have the best shot at winning. He says that he has the least amount of relationship with Ace. And so I was kind of like, yeah, I mean, I don't really remember Ace that much. I don't see him connecting that well with other people. So I think I'm mixing things up in order, but like, he wants to have Ace to be the one that goes down. Do you think that was his best pick on people, or do you think there's somebody else that he could have maybe chosen?
Sorry. I felt at first like Ace is not some weak nothing. He is definitely strong, and he's definitely a decent competitor. He has been an asshole in the past, from what I remember. And honestly, like, what's he gonna do? He's got friendships with like Syrus. He's good with Teck. Like, you're not going to go in for like against yes. Like I feel like at this point, unless he wants to take a risk and try to go against Big Easy, who like if it ends up, say it was a pole wrestle, like yeah, you might be better, but you can't. He wouldn't be able to do with Big Easy what he did with Ace, obviously. So in hindsight, yeah, I think it was the right choice for him, and it's true. Like relationships are everything in a season where there's no rookies. So if that's the person he has the least relationship with, he won't feel as bad like trying to crush him.
Yeah.
Go for it. I'd probably make the same choice.
Me too.
I definitely would make the same choice, obviously. Like,
Yeah.
So actually, go ahead. Are you?
No, 100%. I agree with all of that.
So in this part of the episode, they're actually going to the nomination kind of deliberation thing, and so Syrus is speaking on behalf of Latterian, being like, Latterian, he doesn't have a great relationship with Ace, and so he wants Ace. And Ace is taking offense to this and be like, oh, this is how we're going to be doing this now, whatever. And Jonna pipes up and was like, well, like when we were with our team, we said that we would have their back if they were going to step up and be the captain here. So I like that she was able to stand up and say like, hey, like if he wants to call you, that's what he's going to do because he decided to step up when none of us didn't. You didn't step up. And if you had stepped up, you would get your choice then of who you wanted to have in the elimination. So
yeah, and I agreed with that. And like, because when he was like, oh, always we're just going to let the person pick. And no, that's not the case. But in this challenge, it was 2 teams and your whole team didn't end up being safe. But they made that plan. They did. They said, have our backs, have their backs. And so if already half the house is going to vote against you, the other half is not going to like try to make a plea another way. They're not going to rock the boat at this point. They're all friends. Like if you're not offering up another option, then you can't come to the table with this.
Exactly. I loved every part of that. I loved him so butthurt. So trying to like flounder out of it because he was just like, what? Like, and then I love how everyone's like, just like, dude, chill. Like, this is a game. Like, what do you expect? Like, this is game. And he was like, oh, well, okay, we'll see in 3 days. Like, when one of you guys are in this position, like, we'll see in 3 days. Everyone's like, chill, man, chill. And then he's like, well, it's whatever. I've already forgotten about it.
And that's why he ends up coming to the party all like dressed differently because he wasn't even going to show up to the party because he was still kind of like sulking about the fact that he's being thrown into elimination.
Talk about acting like young again once you're with these people.
Yes.
Like, to be so butthurt. I get it. Like they've all been there. They're all vets in one way or another. They don't want to go in first. No one does. But this attitude, like Latterian already knew, okay, I got to go in now. Like that sucks to have to go in first, but he's trying to make the best of it. And you got to make the best of it too. Like get yourself ready, mentally
like,
ready.
Maybe Ace should have like had a feeling that Latterian may be picking him because they don't know each other and maybe he needed to make a little bit of a friendship with him. Like, but what I was saying, I was talking to another podcast about this and I was saying that I think that because he's so old school, so, you know, remember the beginning of Survivor, Richard Hatch was like the biggest villain because he decided to come up with alliances and having people vote together. And it wasn't just like picking a name or out of a hat. Like it was like they're strategically trying to put themselves in the best position to get to the end of the game and win. And that wasn't really well received by people. And even I remember being like, oh my God, like it just wrong. But that was 20 years ago before strategy even really came about. So I don't think that Ace has any strategy. Like I think that he wants it to be like fair and not play the game a bit. So he's out of this.
It's so funny that you bring that up because I'm rewatching Inferno 2 right now.
Oh.
And there is a part where, so what they would do is they'd have like, it was like the good guys and the badasses. And at the end of each challenge, each team would select one person from the other team, male or female, to go into the Inferno. So they would vote as a group. They'd vote as a group and then they'd pick somebody. And then when it would come to like the reveal ceremony between the two, then they would go, okay, we vote this person. And the other team would go, okay, we vote this person. So Jody was like the first person. She was like, you know what, guys, I'm making this decision that if they vote this person in, then I'm going to change my vote. So she changed her vote like at the ceremony, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, what are you doing? That's so shady." And like everybody on the Badasses team was like giving her so much shit. And I'm watching this now, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, and obviously at the time, like I'm sure if we all watched that, we were like, oh my God, that's so crazy. Like there's no integrity. Doesn't exist now. Like the snakier and shadier that you can be, the further that you will make it.
Absolutely. You got to step your game up here. Shade McShade has to come out or you are not going to get to the end and win. And we're learning that with Ace. Jose says poor Ace did not want to go home first, but maybe next time. He never really made it far anyways, right? I don't remember Ace. I don't.
He made it to the end on Inferno something, and his team didn't win.
Yeah. Like he said in the start, he was like, we placed second, which is bad because there's only 2 teams.
Yeah.
So Country to Queens, I'm selfishly happy they got Beth, such an iconic villain. So speaking of Beth, Ace reveals that the reason why he applied to be on The Real World Paris with CT and Adam, 2 people that are very standouts in the franchise that Ace isn't, and that I think also with going on to the challenge, it was because Beth was making appearances there and he had a crush on her. I never knew about this. Did you hear about this?
No.
He said it in the episode about The Real World, watching her on The Real World. And then someone added on that it was like also.
Oh, yeah.
What a way to meet a lady.
Now he also is calling everybody monsters versus hero. Is he a hero? A? And is Latterian a monster?
No.
It's so funny because like even just like as we saw later, like he said such bad stuff about some of the other people, especially some of the women and stuff on his team, that it's just funny that now he's being like, you're a monster. Like, you're back in the game. This is the challenge.
Yeah,
like,
this is it, buddy.
You gotta be a monster to win.
I loved how butthurt he was.
Yeah, it was great.
It was perfect because, he was the perfect person to pick to go out first. Like he gave the drama. I'm not going to miss him, but he served his purpose for this episode, and I'm interested to have him gone now. So it definitely worked out perfectly, I'd say. So Ace's intention with the money is to give it all away. I thought that they put that in because he wasn't going to win. It just had to make him look more like, I'm the good guy, I'm the hero. These monsters are taking money away from whoever he was going to be donating it to. But yeah, I didn't think he was going to be able to win. So they get to the arena, and TJ announces that it's going to be pole wrestling, and then we see that iconic moment when Jisela does not want to use her lifesaver on Ace. But it seems as though none of them have heard of pole wrestling, but pole wrestling existed before Ace was on the challenge. So that also annoys me. Like, do your homework a little bit.
Nah, they don't have to do their homework. They were there. And if they don't remember, it's because they're older and they've moved on, and it's, It didn't matter that they didn't know what it was, did it?
It's fair. Fair. So Latterian's quite happy about the fact that it's pole wrestling because he wanted to have an opportunity to have some sort of headbanger. What, Fanta?
I just remembered when Jemmye was like, Latterian has not smiled this entire time until he found out it was a pole wrestle, and he cannot stop smiling. I was like,
she's so good. Her commentary is iconic.
It's really good. And Anissa's was very good this episode as well. I think you already mentioned Fanta about how when Kendall is like,
oh my God. Okay, well, I mean, that's about to happen.
So say it. Let me hear it.
Okay. So when Latterian, like when it starts and Latterian is like smashing Ace under the ground, and Anissa is like, it's like he's plunging a toilet with Ace. Died. And then Kendall turns over to Anissa and is like, is that how these like always are? And then Anissa's like thinking in her head, like, bitch, I'm gonna do that to you like next time.
And she will.
And she will.
Like,
she will. And I love like the look on Kendall's face of like, oh my God, what did I sign up for? And Anissa just being like, I have been doing the challenge. Like, I haven't stopped like all of you guys have.
it's true.
Like, it was perfect.
Yeah,
And honestly, it was iconic to watch him just destroy him. And he did a great job, and he was even stronger than I expected. But it was hard to watch in moments.
I was like, like, yeah, it was painful. Just like picking him up, and like Ace is holding on. But what I was noticing about how he was doing this challenge was he wasn't trying to get the pole away. He was just trying to hold onto the pole. And I think that was what was wrong, is that he wasn't trying to get it out of his hands. He was just trying to hold on for dear life. And so if he was maybe looking to see like how he was gripped and kind of do like interesting like movements to try to slip it out of his hands, maybe he would have had a shot at winning, but he was just holding on and hoping that he wasn't going to break his back.
I think after the first slam, I think he was just too winded and it was over.
And I heard that he did break 2 ribs.
Oh my God.
He goes on the challenge after 20 years. He gets put in the first elimination and he breaks ribs and has nothing to show for it.
Yikes.
That is horrifying.
I guess that he allows for himself to get some redemption here, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I never read it myself, but I was told that he broke 2 ribs. So poor guy, he probably isn't coming back.
When he had his like exit interview, he looked like he was literally about to cry. Like his face was just covered in dirt.
Yeah,
and he was like, I'm just looking forward to seeing my dog. And I was like, oh my God, somebody get this man home. This is just.
It honestly made me so sad. Like, I don't care for him to win, like whatever. I'm happy he's first gone, but like the way he went out was painful and really sad.
Yeah,
I hope he has a happy life. Like, I hope he not.
Doesn't seem like it. He seems kind of sad. I don't know. I hope he's happy. Definitely. And you get Darrel. I think it was him that gives the sound bites like, "Welcome back to the challenge." Like, it's a little different. It's a little different. Yeah, I felt really bad for him, but some people were also suggesting that Ace was maybe set up by production with the pole wrestling because they wanted to have Latterian stay, and that they were willing to jeopardize Ace in the game with having the pole wrestle be something that Latterian could potentially win. So that's
why though. Like, what's the thought behind having Latterian stay?
Maybe he made a deal with them. Maybe he's like, I'm only coming back. I don't know. Like, who knows what goes on with production, and you know. Maybe they want to have that storyline, like of Latterian, like taking out Ace. Like, I don't know. It works with like first Jisela is getting her revenge on her, and then like Latterian is able to have like his redemption arc, and he calls who he wants down, and he gets the person, and he beats them. So they might have wanted to be able to tell that story a little bit better, but. That is what was rumored to be said. Okay, Jose has some favorites. He likes everybody. The Miz, I don't know if The Miz will be back. Siobhan, Danny, Melinda, Tina, Emily, Paula, Abram, Laura, Cara, Johnny, Tony, no Zach. Jasmine, Marie, okay.
No
Tony, no Zach, Jose. This is
no Tony, no Zach.
No Bessie zone.
No, Miz is not going to come back. Abram is a little problematic these days. Probably not.
He just got married too.
Yeah, Emily. Obviously, we stand Emily. I hate Danny. I've always hated him. Every season he would come in. I'd be like, Danny's here again to pretend he's really strong, and then when he gets the opportunity. And every season,
Linda together though in the beginning, like I think.
Yeah, like they were cute together for a bit.
I feel like I shipped them getting together.
I feel like
him on the challenge. Brutal.
Danny getting his like face smashed in Real World Austin is like forever burned in my brain.
Yeah, I do remember that big like goose egg on
Like,
this guy. With
like
Wes?
a war with Wes, and this like random guy just like punches him in the face and like cracks like this part, and it's like indented, and he has to like go get surgery and stuff. Ooh.
Johanna said she'll never do all. She had like this was before probably it came out. I would think that if I saw this season, I would feel like I could still go back and do it. Even though it's hard, I would see these people like giving it a go. I can't believe Jisela remember. Okay, sorry, I just read that already. Bananas and Car will not be in the newest season of the challenge. Yes. Amanda seems to be very likely as well as CT and Casey. Casey, I'm like over you. In the week of April 11th, they will go into quarantine for season 37. Yes, I have heard that they're going in there on the week of the 12th. I heard, so it's the same.
Casey is one of the most boring human beings ever.
Hi, Shatter. Greetings to you as well. We are great. We're just talking about the challenge All-Stars. So, I mean, we did a pretty good job. We got it a draft pick and a recap in under 2 hours. This is good. This is good.
And we did a draft.
What?
And we did a draft.
Yeah, as I'm saying, and a draft pick. Like, I'm really, really excited about this season. I love that. Even though we've already talked for a long time about the challenge this week, like I don't even feel drained about it. And like I even talked about this episode already right before I talked about it with you guys, and I still am excited and rejuvenated about it. So I love this season. I'm saying it right now. It's freaking awesome. Well, are you guys working on anything new that I need to talk about? Or you do?
Oh my gosh.
No.
No. I live in Ontario, so not much going on besides having to go to my non-essential work. That's it.
Poor thing, Michelle. Well, for me, nothing's going on. Really, I'm 365 days at home is basically my life right now. I don't have a non-essential job to go to work to. My job right now is just hanging out with you guys twice a week. So, Fanta, you, anything? You're still working regular? All the same? All the same. Love you guys. If you guys haven't done so already, please do us a favor. Follow us at Reality Realness with 3 S's on our way to 1,000 subscribers. We're getting actually really close, guys. We're only about 250 away. So if you know somebody that's not on this subscription list, get them to join. Send me a screenshot somewhere or tag me. Let me know that you subscribed. And I'm going to be doing a draw when we get to 1,000 subscribers for a $100 Amazon gift card. And if you're in Canada and you want the money, I will give you the money. I'll give you an email transfer. So let's just get this to happen. Definitely before All-Stars ends. Like definitely. That's a thing. Let's just make it happen. You guys are the best fans anybody can have out there. We love chatting with you in our chat room. So let's just have some more people to join in the party. All right. Woo! I love you guys. We will see you next week, next Wednesday and Friday.